Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. Welcome back. I've just noticed my fingernails are dirty. Yeah, I've been tidying my craft room today. Yeah, cleaning all sorts. Yeah, it's at that stage now where, you know, when you wish you'd not started something, it looks worse than it did before you started. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I've just stopped to make a video, as you do. Right, I had no idea what I was going to do today. But as I was sorting, I came across my autumn box. This is like a ream size box of, it's all autumn stuff, and it also says Fern and Mushroom. So I'm guessing the Artymaze Fern and Mushroom kit's in here. Yeah, because I love it. And I think, did it come out last year or year before? I don't know, but it just never gets old, does it? Oh, I've already got some ready-made tags there. So there you go. Today we're making tags and they're done. So I'll see you tomorrow. No, I won't. But yeah, oh, they're done. Easy. I might make something to put those in. So yeah, and I've also got this out, which is my, you saw this the other day, but it weren't as stuffed full as this. It's all my craft die cuts and bits and bobs. But as I've been sorting today, I've found loads more. And what I'm going to have to do now, I think, is put them in a bigger A4 folder, because there's so many of them. So I'm going to do something with autumn bits and brown bits. There you go. We were very colourful at weekend, so I'm just, yeah, I thought it's such a lovely hot sunny day today. I'll do some autumn things like you do. Right, this, I can't say off tip of my tongue whose this is, but I will put it in description. I will, I promise. I always say I'll put things in description then forget, but I will. And it's gorgeous. I've printed that out. I've made envelopes with it, journal pages, done some collaging. I think I might do a bit of collaging with it today. It may come from the same person this comes from, but you know, with it being an American kit, when I've altered it to fit on the A4, the name of the designer is missed off at bottom, but these are lovely. They're receipts with lovely autumn, the white on back, lovely autumnal foliage. Oh, I've printed on some vellum here. Yeah, that's cute. That is, I think that's the same lady who did the roses. That has got foxes on somewhere, somehow. It's like one of them pictures, look at it and see what you see. There are foxes, I'm sure. I just can't see them. And she also did that one. That was a little bit ink tense. Yeah, the ink was a little bit intensive and saturated. Yeah, what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. To be printing on vellum, but I've had it in here for a year and it's finally gone flat. Bit of curling happening at edges. Oh, I actually made an envelope with that. Love these envelopes. So easy to make. Yeah. You just basically put a fold there and zigzag all the way around. There you go. Vellum envelope done. It's actually tracing paper, not vellum. To be honest, I don't know the difference. That's a little bit intense, but I think a little bit of that on a collage, it'll be yummy, won't it? Yeah, there's that one. Oh, that's so nice. Well, that's not glaring. These are some laminated leaves that I made. And I did those in some little window envelopes. Or tags. Some more. Oh, that's the one I did on the vellum on paper. Yeah, it's a lot lighter on paper. That's from my porch prints. Don't know why that's in there. Probably been looking for that at some point this year. Some postcards. Anyway, you get the idea. This box is full of autumn stuff. Oh look, I've even made a double pocket there, ready made. I think that was one that didn't get into a journal I made last year. But that could be good. That needs to go in a journal, doesn't it? I mean, I'm supposed to be starting a journal today, but I was not in a starting a journal mood. Oh, that's, yeah, I need to print on the other side of that, and that could be a journal cover. It could. Got lots of other bits here. That's some inking I did, and I made some, you can see, notebook and autumn leaves. Something I did last year. What we've got here. I think that could be Artymaze. I love that. I might do something with that actually. Oh, I've printed on back. I like to take this one and make a pocket. In fact, you know what? Let's just do it. Instead of telling you what I like to do with that.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Well, I'm going to show you, aren't I, Gertrude? Yeah, stay tuned, Gertrude. You'll find out what I'm going to do with it. Yeah. So if anyone else was feeling the same as Gertrude, I don't know that one, I'm going to show you. So I'll put that behind me. Grab that. I'm going to get my chopper. Yeah. And you can do this with anything. I quite often like to do this with a nice page. I'll print it to an A4 sheet and then make a pocket out of it. That's one. We've got to go around and take out white bits off because we have. That's that. That's just lovely on its own, isn't it? That could be a journal cover. I mean, we don't always have to have the old cover covered in something, do we? It makes lovely journal pages. I don't even know if it comes as part of a kit or if it was a one-off. Because I've got a lot of Artymaze things I've bought, and then I've got some of the freebies from a Facebook group. Let me check if they're anywhere near the same size. Yeah, they are. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chop the bottom off this one. I'm going to do it a little bit higher up because I want to put a lot of thumb notch in, and I don't want to take that leaf off. So I'm going to do it about there. So I've cut this down to about 2 3/4. Then that will go on as a pocket. I may put another pocket on. I could put a plain pocket on and then I could fussy cut the butterfly. That's an idea, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to cut that just under the butterfly. I normally just do one pocket, but I can try 2, can't we? And then, yeah, it sort of follows, doesn't it? We can fussy cut the butterfly and put that on. Then we can use the rest of it as a little journal card inside it. I don't think I want the edge and the bottom on. I'm going to cut that edge off. That looks better. It will go that way anyway. And I'm going to grab my scissors and fussy cut this. I've been using my scissors for all sorts. I've been labelling things up with my Brother label printer. And I bet the only thing I don't know where it is in this craft room are my fussy cutting scissors. So do you know what? I'm going to... Oh, I found them. I was lying, I was fibbing. I've found them. Yeah, these will go nice in there, won't they? So, yeah, I think, do you know, when you've got a lot of stuff and you've been looking at a lot of stuff, you can just get a little bit overwhelmed, can't you? And think, oh, what am I going to do? And that's how I'm feeling. So, by just grabbing one box, that was some really slow fussy cutting, weren't it? I've just grabbed that one box of autumn stuff, and I've grabbed all my brown stuff and not used any. But if you've watched me for a while, you'll notice I do that quite often. I'll get all this stuff out at the beginning of a video and it's like, oh, let's use this, that and other. I'll get to end and I'll come to put it away on the days when I put things away and don't just stuff them somewhere. And it's like, oh, I didn't use that. But that's real crafting, isn't it? I know I do that when I'm not filming. I'll get a load of stuff out and then quite often I won't use some of it. Perhaps I'll have to challenge myself to get some things out and I will have to use them. But that's a little bit like the Take 5 and the roller prompt one that Fiona, who is Miss Paint a lot, doesn't it? This is taking forever. You'll be pleased to know I think this is the only thing I'm going to fussy cut in this video because I just can't fussy cut today. I think I'm a bit tired from lumping big boxes around. I'll tell you what led to the tidying up. We're getting some new hamsters and I decided I needed a bigger cage for one of them. And we use those really useful boxes as cages, the big 84 litre ones. And I wanted a new one. So I ordered a pack of 3. I'm putting my stuff in some. So yeah, loads of boxes. Right, I'm going to grab my, what's that, 1.5 inch corner punch. No, it's not a corner punch, it's a circle punch. Remind me when I'm doing a video today, because I'm really not sure. So I get both my circle little notches in line with each other, because it does annoy me when one's a bit wonky. I'll put those two together. I think it's about 160 GSM I've printed this on, so it'll be right. I think I want to round corners. I do. I think rounding the corners will make me happy. I'm going to do, not the teeniest one, I'm going to do the one that's 1/4 of an inch equivalent, 7mm. Yeah. I don't know what it is with corners, I just don't like them. I've not liked them for a while. Yeah, I'm not a fan of corners. That's that. This would look nice if you sewed all the way around edge as well. I'm going to ink it with some of my vintage photo distress oxide. Yeah, like I say, you can do this with anything. Take any 2 pieces of scrapbook paper, even if you have, well, I know I do. I quite often have identical books. I blame it on having identical twins, I really do. I have to have 2 of everything. I'm living in Noah's Ark. In fact, I might be living in 3 Noah's Arks. Sometimes I need 3 of everything. So I like that. I don't need to ink bottom because you're not going to see it. It's just a waste of ink. So stop doing it, woman. Yeah, because it's autumn as well and these are pretty dark. I can get quite grungy and get quite a bit of ink on. There we go. Yeah, it's been really hot here today. 27 degrees. 27 degrees in September. I know that's not hot by your standards over in US, Australia and other countries where you watch me and it's hot. But yeah, it's been warm. I don't think it's got above 20 degrees here for the last couple of weeks. So to have a day where it suddenly shoots up to 27, it's like, oof, get your bikini on, missus. Now, you'd be glad to know I don't own a bikini. It wouldn't be a pretty sight. There's an age where you need to stop wearing bikinis unless you are a superstar and you've got a personal trainer and you've had plastic surgery. I'm getting a bit carried away there now, aren't I? Right, I'm going to take a little sliver off edge here because it's a teeny tiny bit wider than that one. So yeah, I measured it and yeah, I was obviously wrong, weren't I? Just a teeny bit. Because it'll just make my life harder when I come to line these up. So round them again because they're not rounded now, they're just a funny weird shape. That would look at that. This is why this corner rounder annoys the life out of me sometimes. And it is user error. I mean, you probably don't even see it on camera, but I see it and I know it's there. And if I was gifting this or selling it, I just wouldn't want that corner like that. I just wouldn't. Right, so I've cut it down again, so by the time we've done it, it's going to be a 2-inch square, this, I reckon. What am I like? That's better. I think we need a bit more ink along top now. I've cut so much of that off. Right, let's get these stuck on. Right, I'm going to digress and yeah, I think this is an appropriate time to thank these ladies for buying me a coffee before I show you what I bought with the coffee money. So thank you, Violet, thank you, Eleanor, thank you, Sylvia, thank you, Laura and Buffy and Margie, Kathy, Marga and Yvette. Thank you very much. It is really, really appreciated. I had put on my buy me a coffee site that I was going to buy a new microphone, but I'm getting on quite well with this one, to be quite honest. It's working better. Sorry, I'm using the phone microphone. I have no microphone. It's working better than when I had a microphone. After a microphone broke, I started using the phone's microphone and it's working better. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I have bought a new chair. You may notice that there is a lot less squeaking. And then this is the other thing I've bought. Now, I've never really had the money to have, yeah, this sent like a bit of an extravagance to me before, to buy all this much glue at once. But it's a huge saving, and this is what I've bought. Now, if you're in the UK, it is from the UK, this. I know these glues are much cheaper in US anyway. I'll take them out at box. And I've bought myself a huge Collaged, a really huge 1 litre one. Now, this is from a website called Something Sticky. Yeah, Something Sticky. Yeah, I thought this had prices on, but it doesn't, but I can remember them anyway. The Collaged was £12. £12 for 1000ml, which is a litre of Collaged glue. That's going to last me so long. And it came with a free bottle that size. So, wow. I'll put that website in my description. And this is the other thing I've bought. I've bought a 16 ounce, which is 480ml of art glitter glue. And this was £23.99. So £24 for 16 ounces. I normally buy this one from Amazon. It's a 2-ounce bottle and it runs between £6 and £8. So, yeah, I'm going to get, yeah, I can add up 8 of those out of that for £24. Let's do some maths. That makes that much glue £3. £3 instead of the 8. So it's at least half the price it would be on Amazon, maybe a third of the price. So yeah, I have spent £36 on glue, but it's going to last me all winter. I think it might last me all year. And I'll stop moaning now about the price of glue and how much I'm using, and I'll just crack on, use my glue, knowing I've got a nice big bottle to fill it up. So that is my last word ever on glue. So yeah, the website is called somethingsticky.co.uk. It took about 3-4 days to come. The postage was free. I don't know if the threshold is 25 or 20, but yeah, and I was so happy with that. So yeah, I'm going to use this glue. Cheap as chips it is now. Well, maybe not chips, but darn sight cheaper than it was. So yeah, I'm happy. My frugal heart is happy. Right, so I'm going to stick that pocket to the back of that one. I always do this because I'm really good at getting this wrong, so that you can see that kind of thing, and I don't like that kind of thing happening. Yeah, it pains me. So I'll put a little bit of glue just at the top of that one. Make sure it's going to be stuck all the way down. Then I like to do this. You can't see this. If I were doing it on my scoreboard, you would. I'd like to do that to make sure it's nicely lined up. Yeah, then I'm going to put my glue. It's not lined up at all, that. That is terrible. That is useless. It's either not lined up or I've printed it wonky. That's better. Yeah, that's going to be spot on. So that's stuck now. Get rid of all these little corners because I end up getting them stuck, and then your seams are wonky because you've got a teeny tiny little bit of paper in it. So that's that. I'll get some glue on. I'm still being very frugal with glue. You don't need much of this art glitter though, to be honest. You really don't. Whee. I was so frugal at that side, it started drying before I go all the way around, which is not what we want really, is it? Yeah, that was just taking it to extremes, that lady. Right, I do that. I bring them together at bottom. That looking good? It's not looking bad. Check the back. So yeah, like I said, you can make these kind of pockets from anything. If you do digitals, print any digital out, you just get that continuous look all the way up then, don't you? It's lovely. Yeah, we are missing little bits out, but you just don't notice it, do you? Well, I don't. So that's that. We've now got our fussy cut butterfly. I don't know where I'm going to put him yet. I might make a little dangle out of him. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? He might be a bit thin for that though. He might look good there, because that's going to end up getting covered up, isn't it, by whatever we put in the pocket. So it's probably going to end up there. Let's see what we've got here. I've got 3 ready-made tags, or even 4. Yeah, I have been to school. I have learnt how to count. So we'll put a couple of those in. I think I'll want this one. That looks better. I like the fern. A couple of those in. We've cut this little bit off. That's not it, is it? Well, that is a little bit, but it's not the little bit I meant. I'm going to round these corners. So I very rarely, when I make something like this, I very rarely know what I'm doing when I start. And for YouTube, if I'm going to do a prototype of everything, it's just going to take me twice as long, isn't it? So I'll just make it with you for the first time. We'll ink that. Yeah, that'll be fine. I could put a little tab on top of there. I think that might look good. I think a craft tab will look good. Let me grab my crafty tabs. Is that craft? There's some craft in there, but I think I want a smaller one than that. I need to put these in some see-through pockets. I have ordered some little A6, which is about the size of that envelope. Yeah, some little pouches. Yeah, I think that size is good. I'll give that a bit of ink. And then it's just putting bits and bobs in to fill this up. Sometimes I'll put an eyelet in, or I may put a tab on the actual pocket. Let's glue this on. So I'll do this bit and then we'll go back in that box and see what else we can grab that'll look nice in this pocket. There we go. I'm in love with these tabs. I use them all the time now at the minute. I've noticed quite a lot of other people now who've got crickets are starting to design these little tabs, and some are selling them. If I find a link to someone who's selling them, I'll let you know, because I'll tell you something now. Cutting 20,000 tabs out of my cricket is not my idea of fun. I'm going to put this butterfly on now. Yeah, it's not. And the price I'd have to charge for them because of the mats and the blade, it's just horrendous. There we go. If you have got a cricket, I'll gladly send you the file. Cut your own out, Bob. Cut your own out. That's looking good already. It's stuck to my mat. Don't know. I've got two mats on top of each other now. I've got one that I can have glue on and one that I'm not going to have glue on. And they're the same colour, so they blend in. Right, let's get the box back. See what else we can stick in there. I think I need some lovely autumnal coloured. Yeah, I do. That as well. Seam binding or sari silk. Put in top of that. Move those round. Yeah, I mean that, you could do exactly the same thing with those if you cut a couple on card. Yeah. Have I printed on the back? No. No. So, what have we got? I don't want labels today. That's pretty nice. That could pop in. I want something big and tall. I don't know what. Can you see this box? I'm not hogging it all, am I? There we go. I'm just popping it over to one side. Ooh, we could pop up a couple of these postcards in. I've not printed on the back, but I can just ink it up. We may use a word. That's yummy. Could make an envelope and pop that in. Ooh, we could make something with a leaf. We could. I quite often don't print on the back, because if I'm going to then use it for collage, it just seems a waste of ink. If I then decide I'll use it as a journal page, I can just quite easily print on the other side. Yeah, we don't like wasting money in Yorkshire. We don't. Ooh, a bit of straw paper. I'll not be using that today. Ooh, lots of mushrooms. We'll love a mushroom. Oh, I've got my fussy cut tin out as well with some ready cut mushrooms. They're the washi tape. Oh, look at that. That's already done. I think that's one of the ones that fit in the CD wallets. Yep. I know Andrew has a couple of kits where everything is the correct size to stick on one of the paper CD wallets, and then there is a journal card that matches. Oh, I've got some pages here. Could have chucked a little junk journal together. I think I might do that next. Ooh, a ready-made envelope. That's going to go in. Don't know what happened there. It's, yeah, the printer gave up ghost for it, got to the other end, didn't it? What we got here? That's just more Artymaze. I'm not gonna, it's not a full flip through of every autumn kit Artymaze has ever done. Go to her channel for that. Oh, I've already got a fussy cut leaf that will be made use of. Oh, some of the little phrases, we'll make use of one of those. A couple more. I don't know if these ones are even by Artymaze. That's card. We could make a larger journal card out of that. We could. Oh, they're nice. I think they're much more in keeping with... They're definitely Artymaze. I'm saying they definitely are. I think they are. There's a fair chance they are. So what else we got? Another tag. We've got plenty of those tags. Right, do you know what? I think I've got enough out there. Oh, I think that's a Shabby Dabby Doodah kit. Could be... Oh, I've got... Oh, I could make a journal. I'm going to make a very simple journal on my next video. Fern and Mushroom. Let's see how quick we can make a journal with a digital kit. So if anyone's like, ooh, I don't want to make a journal, it's a big thing. It doesn't have to be. You can make them really quick and really easy. If you've got beautiful papers where you've not got to do a lot to them, the journal just comes together so quick. Right, let's see what we got. So we've got those. I'm going to make a big journal card out of that and do some collaging on it. And what have I just done? I've just put all those papers away that we're going to rip up and collage with. Of course I have. Why would I have left those out? That would have made far too much sense, wouldn't it? At least they're here on top. So I want to collage with some of that, maybe. And I want the what others? That one. I might put a bit of that washi tape on. I want the one with the leaves. Here it is. That's the really dark leaves. Is that just one? Oh, I didn't even see that one. Yeah, I think that'll do us. We don't have to put every piece... Oh, that one. We don't have to put every piece of paper on we own, do we? So... I know it seems a waste to rip a full sheet of paper, but I'm going to be doing a lot more autumn projects, so it's not a waste. Right, what we got? I want a nice big journal card that will fit in there. So I'm not measuring, I'm just going to mark it and cut it. About there and about there. So let's bring the trimmer back in. I'm loving all this not measuring everything business. I will of course tell you what it measures after I've cut it. So if you think what I've done, I've used an A4 piece of paper, which is similar to your letter size. I've printed it to fit to page, and then I've just cut the white bits off. So I'll tell you roughly, well, I'll tell you how big mine measures, and yours will roughly measure the same. Ooh, one more corner, because corners are offensive today. We're not doing corners. We'll check that fits. Perfect. It covers most of it back up, but I don't mind. That's another surprise to see all that on back when you've done. So what does this measure for you people? That measures 5.5 by 7 3/4. So it's going to have to be a pretty big journal to fit that in, isn't it? That could be your inside front cover of a journal. That's an idea. And 4.5 by 6 7/8. Yeah. Right, let's get some ink on this, and then I'll come in and do some. I do find, but this again might just be my printer, I know colours do come out different than everyone else's, but when I print these autumn kits out of Artymazes, the walnut stain Distress Oxide matches the print colour I get. So I don't even have to, if I don't want to, go round all where we've got that printed distressed edge. but I do. Just want to match it up a little bit. But you'd never know, some of that were printed and some were inked on. It matches lovely. I don't know if the regular walnut stain does. I seem to think that's a lot darker. It seems to be more of a, yeah, more darker. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I need to say on that one. Oh yeah, these colours all go together really nice. So let's do a bit of collaging on here. I've not collaged for ages. I really haven't. So I'm going to start off by ripping some strips. I think I want to rip strips with my tear ruler today. I want to do one of them, like, yeah, strip collage, as I seem to call it. Right, move them out your way, woman. Give yourself some room to work. That's better, isn't it? I end up working on top of myself. Don't want to waste too much of this. So I'm just going to rip the white edge off. Well, I need to not be quite that frugal, do I? Because that didn't work, did it? I weren't folding enough. I think when I've done this as well, I've printed it on my decent 100 GSM paper rather than copy paper. It does make it a bit more difficult to tear. But I get a better colour. When I print on regular copy paper, sometimes when it's a very... yeah, I don't even know what to call it. You know what I mean. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of colour. It can look a bit washed out sometimes. It's a little bit more vibrant when I use the better paper. Right, I'm just going to take these. Might as well take them all off while I'm doing it, aren't I? They're really hard. And then they can all go in bin together. Won't get lonely then, will they? Like things get lonely in bin. Oh, that went a bit wonky, but don't matter. Right. So, I don't think it matters which way these run, does it? So I'll put my journal card sideways. And I'm going to rip by hand this bit because I want some white on. I like that look. Yeah, that's one. I think... yeah, you haven't got to suffer me ripping the white edges off these because I did borderless printing. I think I want some of that with the more orangey bit in. And I'll do this one without tear ruler. That. And I think I want a bit of this really leafy one. This one I'm going to do it tear ruler because I can. I can have a tendency to, if I rip one way, I've got to rip them all that way. So yeah, I'm mixing it up a bit. A bit odd for me, that, really. And I think I want a book page. I did get me, here we go, I got a thesaurus out. Let's hope it's not got any dodgy words on. Because the writing's so small, I can hardly see it. Well, if it has, you're seeing them now, aren't you? I'm going to rip the top off. That'll get used in a different collage. That's not wanting to rip straight at all, is it? That's going to... use your tear ruler and then don't follow the edge, yeah? What on earth was that? That's going to be the worst ripping with a tear ruler I've seen in my life. And it just keeps wanting to veer off that way, doesn't it? Right, let's see what I've got here. See if it's looking anything like what I had in my head when I decided to start ripping strips off everything. Right, I think I want the more intense ones at the edges. I've obviously got to rip the length. No, I want book page towards the edges. I want the more intense one in the middle. Yeah. And I think I'll have a bit, what have I got here? Oh, a bit of map page. It's not collage with me if I don't put books and maps on, is it? I can't seem to collage without a map or a book page. This should rip nicely because it's old. That thesaurus were only from 80s. This, I think it's from about 60s, this one I'm using. My house is not on it. In fact, do you know what? This may have, I may have picked a page that my house is just not on it. I live in that field there. I do. That's funny. I've happened to have picked the page where I live. Right, that's that. Bit of strip collage. I'm thinking I don't want that now. It's just far too dark. That's better. That were ruining it. I didn't like it. And I'm going to ink the edges. Focal point on this, I'm going to use one of the cards. Rather than it just be like a flower or something. It needs something else with a border. It's quite dark and bold, isn't it, really? I always like to do at least one collaged piece when I do a pocket like this. And let's do this one. Is this the last one? No, we need to do the map as well. Be more careful with that edge that's going to show. That's better. So I think round edges that aren't going to show, but I may have changed my mind and wiggled my collage round a bit. I need to get rid of that top bit. It was paining me. Ooh, my tea smells lovely. I don't know what I'm having. I haven't a clue what I'm having for tea. It's the last week of our Gusto. we had the first week 60% off for it, yeah. Then 3 more weeks at 30% off, which makes it affordable. If I was, if I didn't have kids and I worked full time, I think I'd consider having Gusto all the time because the meals are absolutely lovely. I don't get commission from them, by the way, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm going to glue those on like that. Grab your glue, missus. Where is it? Oh, you've tied it up. It's actually in the place where your glue's supposed to be. That was a shocker. I've got world's biggest glue book because I've started a new book. And let's get this on. Oh, I could have used... Oh, that was terrible. Do you know, I've been threatening to use Yes Paste all summer and I've never done it. I'm going to leave a little bit more room at the top than the bottom because it's going to have some kind of tag on. I'm happy with that. I'm going to do the map page next. Ooh, I bet I could have used these maps to look for bottle dumps. I honestly can't remember if I've mentioned this in a video before, but yeah, I was introduced to the wonderful pastime of, scrounging for bottles and bottle dumps. I've not been and done any yet. Apparently, in the olden days, well, there were no organised garbage collections like there are now, and there were no, you didn't have bin men. I'm talking like last century, well, previous century. So, on the outskirts of a lot of towns, they had what is called a bottle dump. And that's where all the things that you couldn't put in your compost bin, because people didn't waste food like they do now. It's basically where you dump them. So, yeah. And the way to find bottle dumps apparently is to go to your library or check old maps, look at the boundary lines of your villages or towns, and you would find the bottle dumps on the boundaries. And the reason they're not all mapped is apparently these bottle dumps were in use for decades after they were actually outlawed. So yeah, bottle dumps. I was introduced to that by Shirl, who is in Oklahoma and is dying for me to go scrounging for bottle dumps. Well, if she gets over to UK like she plans to next year, I think she can bring her wellies and I'll watch her scrounging in muddy riverbanks and fields and places like that for old bottles. Yeah, I don't like getting my hands dirty, me. It pains me when I get glue on my fingers. I've always got a baby wipe offside at camera to clean them. Right, that's that. That's a bit of strip collage, as I like to call it. Da, 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 da. No, I don't know if that's a copyrighted song. Right, now I need to find a focal point for it. And I'm going to look in here first. This is my autumn Pussycuts again from last year. We've got, oh, look at that, some of those. There is a harmony in autumn and a lustre in its sky. Well, there's no sky on that page, so I don't know whether that fits, but I know I've got some of these, look. I think that's a bit big. I need one that's smaller. And I was thinking of putting something there and then maybe a word, but it's going to cover the whole thing up, isn't it? That'd be a bit of a shame. So what else have we got? I don't even know where they're from. They don't fit. I mean, a sane person would have found a focal point before doing collage, but that would have been too obvious, that, wouldn't it? That would have been too easy. Happy Thanksgiving. That just, yeah, nothing against Thanksgiving. We just don't have it in the UK, do we? It's a bit of a US thing, isn't it? I don't know if you have Thanksgiving in other countries for different reasons, but we don't. We have harvest festivals in autumn to celebrate getting in the harvest. But yeah, I've got nothing in there that will make a good focal point. I'm absolutely gutted. That's not going to do it, but that will go in the pocket. The leaves are changing. I feel poetry in the air. I like that one. So we now need to go back to this. I'll put lid on my ink before we make a mess. Go back to this and find as a focal point. I want I want to hum. Oh, we could use something off there. Yes, I think that might be one that I will like. I could have put a bit of straw paper on, but I'm all straw papered out at the minute. I think we're selling it. It just puts me off using it. I think it's like people who live in a chocolate factory. Oh, live in a chocolate factory. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Who wants to live in a chocolate factory? You work in a chocolate factory, you're really not that keen on chocolate. Right. One of those might be good. I think it's going to be one of them. Everything I come across is either too big or too small. But I will carry on regardless. Something will turn up in this box. If something doesn't turn up in this box, I'm going to stop hoarding. Oh, I've got some ready fussy cut mushrooms. I said I wanted something that were framed, and now I've gone and picked out a couple of mushrooms. But what am I if not a woman? And it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, isn't it? It's looking like mushrooms. Because most of those in that other tub are waiting for me to fussy cut them, aren't they? I think they've been waiting for me to fussy cut them now for 2 years. And I haven't fussy cut them yet. So it's not looking likely, is it? I'm liking that. But do you know what I'm going to put behind it? A bit of straw paper. But I want some with a ripped edge. So I've just finished saying I'm all straw papered out. And then what do I get but some straw paper? This is the darker one. Sometimes it's like a light sandy colour. This is more of a rich colour. That's looking better. And then that. I'm thinking that's too big now and I should have gone for a smaller one. Let's ink the mushroom edges. I don't like the white edges on it. There we go. And I also think I want some brown paper on it as well now. So I've spent all that time doing strip collage, and I'm just about to cover it all up. But you see it all sticking out at edges and it looks good. I think I'll stick my camera again. I really must stop doing that. You're doing a YouTube video, woman. Be careful of the camera. I think I want less straw and more brown. Yeah, that's making me happier. No, I want it that way. Yeah, I like that. So let's ink the edges of these. Because it's one of those days where everything has to be inked. It's the rule. Bring the glue book back. And the glue. That were a bit organised, weren't it? No faffing, no 3 days looking for it. I just put my hand exactly on what I wanted. Hopefully I've got my desk and my craft room set up how I want it for the autumn and winter. You tend to, well, I do. I tend to find I need to rearrange my craft room depending on what I'm using and reaching for all the time. That's better. And that's the side that glue wants to go on. Right, I'm going to fold that in half because it's going to make a fabulous bookmark. And then I'll rip it out. There we go. Glue the shiny side. It's just brown wrapping paper, this. I save bits what things come in. When I've run out, I buy it from the post office just for purposes of collage. I like that it's got this ribbed look. And I like the colour of it. And that will go in about there, won't it? Yeah. Oh, I really like how that's layered up. And I think we need the mushroom sort of sitting on that. Yeah. I'm happy with the big one now. I'm going to stick with it. But I've got a quote about leaves and stuck a mushroom on it. Oh, I'm going to go for the... Oh, I just threw that very unceremoniously. Sit back at desk. I'm going to go for this one. There is a harmony in autumn and a lustre in the sky. Because it's neither here nor there about mushrooms, is it? So it's not odd to have a mushroom on it. Right, I'm just going to curl that back. Ooh, do you know, I know we've already got loads on this already, but I've now got the urge to put a tea bag on it. So let's get Granny Grabber. Grab tea bags from the top shelf. Thank you, Marlene, for these tea bags. Keeping me well stocked. I want that on it. I do. So I'm just going to rip that edge off. It's not easy when I've already got a bit of glue stick on my fingers. About that much. About yay much tea bag. Yeah, I like that. So I'm covering most of brown paper up, but... Oh, craft lunch. I have no idea what that were. I'm not even going to turn around and look. I dread to think what's just fallen. I like that. Yeah, I really dread to think. Now for this is where my Elmer's that I love.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Well, you didn't know much at the beginning, Gert. You don't know now, Gert. I think you need to go to sleep. Have a nap. You must be tired. We've done a lot of tidying today. So yeah, this Elmer's dries matte, so I don't mind putting the glue onto that. And if the area of the tea bag is smaller than where I've glued, it doesn't faze me. I can live with it. So that's that. I'm going to put this on with art glitter because it'll not wrinkle. And I don't trust the glue stick down onto a surface that's not flat. I don't mind putting this tea bag onto glue stick onto paper, but then I think I need something a bit stronger to glue onto the tea bag. That might be completely wrong. My logic may be completely flawed, but that's how I'm doing it. Oh, there we go. Really happy with that. Same with that, because it is quite thick. In fact, sometimes I just curl it, because you know sometimes edges curl up and away. By doing that before you stick it on, it does tend to minimise that happening. Sometimes as glue dries, things can curl up, can't they? Right. No, we don't want floating mushrooms. Let's have you off the edge of the collage a bit as well. Are you straight? I think you're as straight as you need to be, aren't you? Pretty well. Do you know, I could put that on a journal cover easily. I would be quite happy putting that out front of a journal. But it happens to be now a big journal card in our pocket. So put that away. That needs a tab on it. So comeback brown tabs. Oh, they're black ones, they're not brown. What happened there then? There we go. Put the bigger size on that. Yeah, definitely need to get me get them in my little folders when they come, so I can see which tab's which. And voila, as if by magic it's finished. Yeah, a bit of a camera mishap there. I'd run out of memory and didn't realise until after I'd finished, but I'll show you. This is where we're at. We'd finished that, hadn't we? Yeah. I've gone ahead and I've punched a hole in the top, put an eyelet in. We know how to do that. And I've tied a charm on with a bit of string. Yeah, it's a mushroom charm. So we've got a bronze mushroom, jump ring, and I've put a copper charm in, and I've just tied some seam binding to the top of that tag with twine, and I've put some eyelash trim in that one. You'd seen me do that. I've cut out another postcard to pop in. So yeah, all the making you've really seen me do, so I'm ever so sorry about that, but I love how this has turned out and I've enjoyed making the video, and I'm not then going to pretend that I've not already made one and make another video, because I've made it. Here it is. You did miss me do a few of the finishing touches, but like I said, they weren't complicated things. You get the idea. So those of you who like to watch to the end, I'm sorry I missed a bit out, but I'm a bit of a wallet. Oh, that's the other one. I did cut a couple of those out. I wanted to put that there, that's it, so we can see some red, and then that one can go behind. There we go. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it, and yeah, I will be back on Wednesday with my new journal. I'll be starting my new journal, and you'll find out what kind of journal it is then. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.